Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to Valorant News, and the VCT is back in action. Sentinels up against Rise yesterday. Loads of implications from this one as well. TenZ certainly discussing that for the playoff matches, he might have to move to Texas given the internet situation he is finding himself in. But very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you are new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. Really upset the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that. First of all, this from Thief and the Pioneers, as well, he describes officially an unrestricted free agent. With Pioneers stepping away from Valorant, I'm now looking for a team. So, well, lots of people said, okay, wow, Pioneers leaving, like JC Starny not too long ago at all, was on this roster. I brought into 100 Thieves. I'm pretty sure there's still a loan arrangement that is going on right there. But, well, Purist goes on to say that actually, Pioneers are not leaving as of yet. They're going to trial young, new Valorant talent over the next few weeks. They're pausing to take a different route team-wise. So, yeah, it seems like Pioneers will still be an organization. Like, well, obviously, as Steve suggested, they were going to be out of there, but it just seems like, well, these teams are going to take different routes with their young talent they're trying to bring in, because I guess they've done relatively well, you'd imagine, with JC Starny looking for a next guy like that to, well, sell onto a top team. Or, of course, actually build a roster that's capable of making it all the way through to challenges for Stage 2. Speaking of that, then, in EMEA, they're actually, well, they did officially confirm some of these matches are back in business, some of them are not as of yet, so this is the schedule for this weekend on the Saturday, Sunday. Supermassive Blaze BBL, G2 Ascends going on today, then London versus Team Liquid on the Sunday. So, well, the CIS region teams aren't playing as of yet. Gambit, as Redgar says, we aren't playing this week, waiting for the next one, keep in touch. So yes, understandably, the likes of FPX, right, and Gambit, not involved as of yet. We'll see how this one develops. Hopefully everything can work out okay. But yeah, good to see at least these matches are back in business, because obviously they need to get everything done right before the playoffs. Well, let's talk about the North American side though. So as Sentinels say, time for Zoms Nation versus Rise Nation. You know who we got. So a massive series for both of these teams. Rise Nation were 1-2 going into this one, Sentinels 2-1. So yeah, either way it went, it was going to be a big deal. And well, Sentinels, if they won this series, would go on to qualify for playoffs officially, and of course that's exactly what they end up doing. Was not easy for them by any means. I thought this was kind of funny just to kick things off here for the Sentinels. As you can see, we can't. Meta forecast, the smoke coverage is absolutely out of control. This may well be how the meta continues to develop, but yesterday, still playing on the old patch for now. Astra's all over the shop, of course, but yeah, going forwards, the controllers are going to be out of control. I mean, we've got Brimstones coming into play, we've got Omens coming into the mix as well. Who knows what other people are going to be using also. So yeah, very exciting to honestly see how this meta develops. But yeah, this weekend they're still playing on the old patch update. Then next week we start to see, the Brimstone meta comes into full force. Whereas Envy, I thought it was kind of funny as well. But yeah, the game one, it goes the way of Rise. This is something that's happened so often so far. The Sentinels start off pretty slow in these series. They go down 1-0. Certainly not something they can continue to afford to do. Rise was so good not long ago when they played against Optic or whatever it was, and they had a phenomenal series there. But lately they haven't looked quite so good. They lost a pretty surprising series last week as well. But they started off here exactly how they would have liked to. They go into a fracture, and Sentinels take down this fracture, and then they go into a bind, and the bind was so back and forth. Honestly, it could very much have gone either way. There was a crazy round that went down that I'll share for you guys right now. This Sinatraa was trying to figure out what was going on. It was a 2 versus 4. ShahZaM comes in, gets 2 kills effectively through the smoke of the Viper's pit, and will end up winning the round. And poor Derek is stuck in Hiko with the Hunter's Fury, trying to take them off the bomb, and it doesn't work out for him, right? He misses all the Hunter's Fury. They get the defuse. Like they wasted the ultimate, right? The Rise Nation guys, of course, on the Sova. They throw away a 4 versus 2. So many ultimates were used to not great effect, destroying their economy. And well, it goes on that Sentinels win this one 13-8. So massive play from ShahZaM. But yeah, Rise Nation were on the verge of making something happen here. Doesn't work out for them in the end.
That's TenZ first blood in this round. Rise are trying to go for a change of pace.
What? How did everyone just die within 1 second?
That's
the whole server died.
Down. dapr still alive though towards the elbow side, but blocked off by Nebula as it dissipates. He's creeping forward. ShahZaM's in the back of the side, but now as the boombot spots him, we're spraying for a little bit. ShahZaM gets 2 kills through smoke. And now he's going for the shock dart. He also has a recon dart. He has Hunter's Fury, and dapr is going to work. That's only Derek on his own, but he himself also has a Hunter's Fury. Now battle against ShahZaM. dapr in the front. Viper's Pit, or Toxic Screen at least, is up.
Wait.
Here comes that Hunter's Fury, and dapr's pushing forward right through it. And there you go, it comes down. dapr gets the kill.
So with that 2-1 series victory, that means that Sentinels are now locked into the playoffs. So congratulations to these guys. Basically, 3 victories is enough to guarantee you through, because I'm pretty sure there's no way if you get 3 victories, you're going to come 5th or 6th in the group. Like, that's just not feasibly possible. So yeah, Sentinels make it work. They're through to the playoffs. Now, still, if they'll perform at the playoffs quite as they would like to, that does remain to be seen, because as Zom says, GG's in the Rise Nation 2-1. Now 3-1 of the VCT, guaranteed to qualify for the closed playoffs now as well. Even Shanks, good luck this week, bro. No comments this time time from Zoms on the fact they haven't been practicing lately. Maybe that will come up when they win their next series or lose it, depending on how the case might be. This I did think was quite interesting from TenZ though. One against Rise 2-1, GG to them. I think it was the game 1 that TenZ had a pretty poor map. He went like 8-18 or something. Might have to board the plane to Texas for the playoff matches. That's the big discussion really. I was honestly hoping these playoff matches will be done on LAN, but apparently Riot don't want to do that yet. But there has been a lot of talk lately from TenZ, and well, there's always been talk about this, right? The fact he's living in Los Angeles, the ping is not great from there compared to where a lot of the other teams are based, with a lot of the players right now and many esports based out in Texas. Like, that's generally where the ping tends to be the best in these type of situations. So TenZ not having the greatest time, like, with the internet situation he finds himself in. Of course, self-inflicted, right? He decided to live there, as Walker says in reply, I told you should have moved to Texas, right? So maybe that'll actually happen for TenZ. We saw this in Call of Duty for the World Championship in Modern Warfare, when some teams that are based in LA actually flew their entire team out to Texas just to play an online tournament because the ping was going to be better there. That might be something they have to consider, right? Because at the end of the day, like, getting out of the group stages is not too hard for a team like Sentinels, but getting through the playoffs and getting through to Masters, like, that's obviously going to be a particularly big deal. So any advantage you can possibly get is probably going to be worth it. He does say fiber internet coming soon. Typically takes about 30 days for complete installation. So yeah, it doesn't seem like he really wants to do that, but still possible that he might actually go out to Texas for these playoff games. Because at the end of the day, if you don't, and like you lose a few gunfights based on the ping, then all of a sudden you're thinking, okay, wow, I should have just done that. Now I didn't win playoffs, I don't get to go to Masters in Reykjavik. Like, yeah, a lot of rides on the line for this, right? So certainly something TenZ has to think about it, but they win this series anyway to at least guarantee their spot through to the playoffs. Rise fall in a 2-1 fashion, as we say on Haven here. TenZ was 8-18, and well, Rise take this one 13-9. Fracture, they bounce back 13-11 in the end. It was a close fought affair. Rise won a lot of offensive rounds toward the ends, but Sentinels got the job done after a 9-3 half. Almost the comeback comes through, but not quite. Then on Bayern it goes 13-8. As we say, that massive round that ShahZaM made a great play to break the economy and win the game for the Sentinels, guys. Overall series, Sick had a fantastic one on all the 3 agents. TenZ not the greatest series you're ever going to see. Like, definitely as of late, it's been a bit of a slump, right? And maybe, well, some people would say that part of that could be due to the internet situation he finds himself in. Maybe the move to Texas might well be the play when it comes down to playoff time. Let's talk about the final series there in the North American side then. That was the Guard. They're back in business. Such a fantastic team and such a great team to watch. Like, this team was quite interesting. Today, I don't think they played their best Valorant by any means, but they still found a way to win the series, a comfortable 2-0. They barely ever get blown out as well. That's one of the very impressive things. I think the only game so far they haven't got 11 rounds in, like at least 11 rounds, is when they played up against 100 Thieves and they lost a 13-6 map, I believe. But even in that map, that team does no longer exist, right? The team that lost that 13-6 map to no longer exists, and they 13-0'd that 100 Thieves lineup in the game 5 on, it was the Ascent, right? So, I mean, pretty incredible stuff. Here against EG, Foclutch are a pretty ridiculous 1 versus 3, and Trent today didn't have the craziest series in the world, but still that's what I was kind of impressed, right? Trent didn't go off on the main stage, the rest of the guys turned up, they came to play, they still win this series 2-0, they win the game 1, they win the game 2, and yeah, here it is on Icebox, and honestly towards the ends, like EG had a nice advantage, but this offensive push over towards the B site, like of course it's the old B site for now, which is soon going to get changed, then I mean, yeah, look at this from Sireplayer, right? Sireplayer honestly was keeping them in the game the whole time, until the boys really turned up towards the end and closed out this game. But yeah, 13-11 I believe it went, EG could just do nothing it seems to shut down that B aggression, and yeah, as Trent says, GG's 2-0, 4-0 now in the grip. So what about that for the Guards, right? Like, their game against Cloud9, I believe is the final game, is going to be an absolute banger, because Cloud9 technically the #1 team in North America. A lot of people think, okay, it goes Cloud9, then probably Optic right behind them, but wherever the Guards, right? Because I mean, obviously they're doing it online, who knows what would happen if they go to LAN, but yeah, fantastic team so far, very exciting to watch, and it's another 2-0 that they lock up right here. Not easy by any means, like definitely a solid performance from the guys on Evil Geniuses, but they were already in a pretty tough spot, to be honest, in this stage. Sireplayer plus 22 over the course of the series, phenomenal work from him, 13-9 here on the Haven, and then it goes to the Icebox, of course, 13-11, all those offensive round wins in the end for the Guard. Impressive stuff, honestly, to rebound after 6 losses at the start of this second half, and it's standard work from Sireplayer at 20-18-14 on this final map of the series. That now leaves the groups looking as follows. So the Guard, Cloud9, they're guaranteed to qualify through. 100 Thieves on the Sunday, they have a huge matchup up against Xset, which they have to win 100% guaranteed. But the Guard, I mean the Cloud9, they still have to play each other. Cloud9 still play, I believe, later today. And in the Group B side, version 1, they qualify. Sentinels qualify as well with their 3 victories. The other teams find themselves in a decent spot. Rise also, they are 1-3. If they do win a series against NRG, which is their last opponent, then they'll be 2-3, which might be good enough, but I think they have the tiebreaker over Optic, whereas Knights have the tiebreaker over them. So I'm not really sure how the tiebreakers work. Maybe the tiebreaker is just round 4 and round against, at which point they're not also in the worst position in the world. But yeah, still not ideal for Rise Nation at all, that loss to Sentinels. They could have got got the job done. And Sentinels definitely have not played their best Valorant at what we've seen from them in the past, but they've just done enough to get over the line right, which, I mean, still, it does create some questions as to whether, like, where they actually sit if you wanted to do power rankings of all the 12 teams on the screen right here. And these are the games to finish out the day. So Luminosity, Cloud9, NRG, Night tonight. All of these games very important indeed for locking up that playoff spot, and the Sunday's games are certainly the pick of the bunch. But very much intrigued to hear your thoughts and all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit on the like button, tell us the YouTube gods this is a good video, I just like you should see it as well, and I've grown the competitive Valorant community. Thank you much as always, take care, and I will see you next time.